Well, it's Thursday, and I'm talking about some winter precipitation possible. When? Monday, and perhaps a secondary kind of a follow up to that on Wednesday, middle of next week. So the cold air will be in place by then, even though we're looking at a little warm up here in the Ozarks, even though it's hard to believe these last couple of days we've just been stuck in this rut. That will get a little bit better before it gets a lot cooler again. So what about this winter precipitation? Could take the form of freezing rain, sleet, or snow at this point, or even rain across half the Ozarks. It's just really hard to tell, mainly because we're this far out. And I'll show you the 500 millibar flow here and kind of give you an idea as to why I think this one's going to be kind of hard to pick out, especially that first round. And the second round, yeah, that may be a little bit more well defined. But it's also more out into the future, which just by definition means there's less chance of it being right. So let's just look at our 500 millibar flow here. This is the GFS model. And if we do that, this is the current look right here. So we have this storm, this very fast moving, what we call shortwave in the upper atmosphere across the northern plains. Okay, and then we've got a cutoff low here off the coast of Oregon and Northern California. So what we'll do here is just kind of put this into motion over the next couple of days and just kind of tick away the time here. And you'll notice that, remember, the jet stream separates warm from cool air. So generally speaking, I'll stop it about right there. And that is, let's see, that's Sunday night right there. So in terms of where the cool and warm air are, this is roughly the dividing line here. So we're relatively mild still. But there's enough cold air in this to be of some concern. The storm we're talking about is this weak little thing right here. So it spends most of its time out over the ocean, where still the sensing is not quite as good as it can be over the land. It's also that many days away, and how that's going to integrate into the flow is often a real challenge for the models and for human forecasters to try to figure out, because a lot of times, sometimes these disturbances like this one going more into phase. If that happens, this becomes a deeper digging system, which would delay the entire thing. It could possibly lead to warmer temperatures here in the Ozarks, which would mean less chance for wintry precipitation. That's one scenario. But all of these are on the table because it's so far out, and the storm coupling is still a little unknown, and it's out over the ocean. So just to give you an idea of what we're looking at here. And then if we just advance a little bit more here, I'm going to try to get this time exposed here. So this... Let's see, this is about, that second wave is about right there. Now, this one is a little more interesting because it is definitely a deeper trough of low pressure that we're talking about. So that has a little more weight behind it, I guess you could say. And its ability to lift the air out in this region right here would be pretty good. Again, it's a model. So, if that were fact, then it would be an easier forecast. So that's one place to start, is looking at the 500 millibar flow. Now let's take a look at a closer in view and see what some of the specifics about winter precipitation type. Now we'll take a look at the GFS model once again and look at precipitation type and the isobar field, basically. So the isobars are going to tell you where the low pressure and high pressure areas are. And then we're also going to see what kind of precipitation breaks out. So we're looking at, let's back this up a little bit. I meant to start right here. So the X marks Springfield, kind of a ridge of high pressure extending here. That's why we're a little bit chillier here, because we've just kind of pushed the warm air away. Eventually we'll get on the warm side of this. And you can see here, we'll get some precipitation breaking out here, and then a low pressure area developing. That's over the weekend here. That's Saturday mid-morning, and maybe some freezing rain in Illinois as a result of that. Then another little push of cold air comes in. So this is another little ridge of high pressure that develops down here and helps to get that air just a little bit colder. And then we go through here. Now this is what's of concern right here. This is valid about 9 o'clock on Monday evening. And you can see a host of precipitation types, including this purple, which is sleet. This is freezing rain right here, which has a distinctive look to it of elevation and cooling as a result of that. It's a higher elevation cooling. And then snow north of that. All that could accumulate very easily. And then if we just take it a little bit further here, go out to... This goes through pretty quickly, and actually this is still overnight Monday into Tuesday. This is Tuesday at rush hour, So snow and sleet could be going on, heavier rains down in Arkansas, and then this is finally what it looks like around noon on Tuesday. Some snow wrapping around the back of that, and then that goes away. Okay, well, that's great. So now we look at this, and look what happens here on Wednesday. This is late in the afternoon, another little snow band. I think we'll be deeper in colder air. Remember that trough was a little more substantial, a little more lift with it. So that's another area of concern for us going into Wednesday into Wednesday evening. This is still, let's see, this is still Thursday morning here. So still a bit of light snow in there. And even another little system comes in here. This is Thursday late in the day. So kind of an active weather pattern. So even if just one of those works out, it looks like we're going to get some winter precipitation next week to be sure. And this is one model's opinion. Granted, I'll bring this all the way back to the beginning and let's change models. If I can do this on the fly, usually I'm pretty good at it. Okay, so this is the European model. So this is, again, just a different model that we can look at. I'll move that up a little bit, get this adjusted back to 0 here. And we're going to go through this again. So some light, still kind of drizzly precipitation in the Ozarks here over the weekend, a warm up, and then another cold front right there. That's Saturday during the mid part of the day. More ridging of high pressure. So this is more colder air building into this part of the world right here. And then we go into here and we'll try to find Monday evening. So there's Monday evening right about there. That's about 10 o'clock on Monday night. That's showing more liquid precipitation. If you're wondering, the rough idea for where rain and snow is north of Springfield on this model, but not that far north. You can see some sleet mixing in with that overnight on Monday into Tuesday, some snow on the northern end of it. And then, so that's that one. Does it show the other storms? I think this will go off far enough for me to see here. Yeah, here's this other one. So this is Wednesday again, Wednesday morning. So we got another just kind of striation of snow and freezing rain and sleet and even rain. So that map right there ends on Wednesday. Let's see, that's Wednesday right around noon. So, and this one doesn't go off far enough to show that third one, but you can kind of get the idea. Now, one thing you need to look at with this, and it's too far out to really be very useful, I think, is how the atmosphere is layering its cold air. Because as you know, that's really the determining factor. It's not so much the surface temperature for freezing rain it is, but what's happening aloft too to make it rain and then freezing rain, which would be the worst scenario. Snow can be fun. Freezing rain, nobody's a winner, in my opinion, on that one. So that's what we're looking at next week, and that's really the best summation I can come up with right now. This is Thursday, recording this on Thursday early in the evening. So I'll probably do another one on Saturday, and we'll have the shorter range models coming into focus, at least on that Monday event, and that'll give us a little more clarity. So just be advised that there's a couple of shots at wintry type of precipitation next week. Take that with as much caution as you believe you need. Some of that was timed in the morning hours. That's always bad. So it falls overnight, and then you have to make decisions about work and school the next morning. So if that times out correctly, that is maybe a bigger problem too. So I'll bring you another update probably on Saturday.